Hey there, Handy Quilters. I'm Rhonda Mills, a member of the Quilt Your Desire Inspiration Squad. And in this video, I have a short and sweet subject, but one that's very important and will definitely make you the best quilter you can be in 2018. But before I talk about that, I want to do a huge shout out of congratulations to a fellow squad member, Marilyn Farquhar, who had a banner year of quilting. Marilyn entered a quilt in QuiltCon back in the late winter, and you know, that is a super competitive, very creative venue for modern quilters, and Marilyn won Best Piecing at that event. And then to top it all off, just 2 weeks ago at Houston Giant International Quilt Festival, Marilyn entered yet another quilt and she won the Judge's Choice Award. So Marilyn, I just want to say congratulations. We all want to be like you. And if you are someone who is interested in competitive quilting or you really want to step your game up, I encourage you to follow Marilyn's content at handyquilter.me. Look for Marilyn Farquhar, and I think you'll just really see that your quilting is going to go to that next level in a hurry if you're somebody that is interested in taking home some of those blue ribbons just like Marilyn did. Okay, so let's get started and talk about our topic. Okay, so it's November, and I don't know about you, but this is the time of year that I start thinking about New Year's resolutions. And as a quilter, I have some resolutions as well. And one of the things that I want to encourage you to do, and the heart of what I want to share, is a resolution that you need to put at the top of your list if you are an avid quilter, or if you're someone who hasn't even touched your machine in a while. And that is service your machine. It's that easy, it's that simple, it's a resolution you need to adopt. And whether you're going to quilt one time in 2018 or 2018 times next year, you need to have this done. And let me explain why. So I called my super amazing handy quilter dealer and certified technician, Sean, at Sean's Sewing Center and said, you know, Sean, I know that I need to do this and I want to encourage others to, but can you help me understand and help all of us know a perspective from a technician standpoint as to why we need to do this? Because there's probably still some folks who wonder, is this really money I need to spend? But let me tell you what Sean had to say. First of all, he made an excellent point in that, like a car or like our bodies, our machines are designed for motion. They're designed to move. So whether you're using your machine a lot or you're someone who doesn't get to touch it often, that machine is still designed for motion and needs to be maintained so that when it does come time to turn it on, it's ready to go in the way that it was designed to do. Okay, so it's easy to think that, hey, things are, you know, moving along really well. I've got great stitches. I don't really need to take in my machine. But let me tell you what, Sean says absolutely the opposite, that you do need to take it in, whether you're putting thousands of stitches on your machine a year or not very many, okay? So couple of other things too. When a technician gets your machine, he or she is able to take that apart and is trained by Handy Quilter to dig into the details. You and we're not qualified to do that, okay? They're going to look at things like your tension belt, your timing, your stitch regulation, things that I don't even know where my belt is, but Sean does, and Sean knows what it ought to look like and how it should perform. So, you know, it costs somewhere between $100, $130 or so to have your machine properly serviced. And I know it's more fun to buy fabric, but it's essential that you have your machine maintained every year, regardless of how much you use it. So Sean had one other very important thing to share with me that I want to pass on to you, and that is how we as quilters can have a great influence over our stitch regulation. If we have a machine that's on a frame, What we need to be doing is making sure that we're keeping our tracks and our rails and our wheels all nice and clean and dust free. He says that that's one of the things that he finds that out there in the real world that quilters tend to not do is clean their frames enough. And so there are 2 or 3 things that I do that might be of help for you to know. One is I'll keep a little mop head down here, and every time I finish a project, I'll run around over my tracks and my wheels and my frame with it. And then from time to time, I'll get my vacuum out and use that as well to kind of deep clean the dust. And then one other thing that I do is if I know I'm going to be away from my machine for a period of time, say vacation, I'll take a couple of lightweight sheets and literally cover my frame and my poles so that, you know, the dust doesn't collect while I'm gone. I hope my video has helped encourage you to take a new look at machine wellness as something that's very important to your happiness as a quilter, because we want our machines ready to go when we are. So let's not be dime wise and dollar foolish. Let's get that dealer on the phone, make that appointment to have that machine serviced in 2018, and the sooner the better. Well, that's it for now. You have a blessed Thanksgiving, a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again in January.